Gospel.
Tryphena, so good to be talking to you today.
Yeah, thank you so much. Glad to be here.
And I know that you are a mother of three
Yes,
and
I
you have
am.
two children who have autism.
Yes, I have two boys and a girl, and my two boys were diagnosed both at 2.5
Hmm.
with autism.
So, first question, what was it like hearing someone say to you, your child is autistic? What can you remember that feeling at that time?
I remember when I first noticed that my oldest son, he did everything like at the right time. Like he crawled at the right time, he walked at the right time, but and then he actually started saying words too. Then all of a sudden his speech just stopped. So I wasn't sure what was going on, and I did get early intervention, early childhood to come into my home, and they were working with him, and they I kept asking because that's when I started hearing about autism. I really didn't know what autism was. Then I started hearing about it, and I started asking them, with being all nervous, like, do you think my child has autism? So they weren't equipped, they weren't licensed to actually tell me or diagnose my son at the time. So they told me to get a developmental doctor, which I did. And when I brought him there, he actually did tell me that he had autism, and I did break down. It was just, I'm like, like my first child, like, what do I do from here? Because
Right.
being a parent with a child with autism, I can truly say that it takes a lot of patience.
Mhm.
It takes a lot of patience because um, you're basically their advocate. You're basically whatever fight they go through, you're fighting with them, because at that time my son didn't have any speech at all. It went from like mama mama to just mouth shut. So he wasn't really saying anything. So I noticed that when the early childhood was coming in, they were saying, oh, when he goes to school, and he get around other children, he'll be fine. And I'm there like, no, he's not going to school. They're gonna make fun of him. I was just that mother who was just like hovering over her kids and just being protective at the time. And I think I was a little too overprotective at that time. But that's your child, and you don't want anything to happen to them, especially when they get diagnosed with
Right.
something. So lo and behold, he went to school, and just what they said, he got around other children, and now it's like I can't get him to stop talking. He's 16 years old now, and I can't get him to stop talking. There is a sensory issue that he has, so called echolalia, and echolalia is when he's very repetitive,
Right.
and he repeats a lot of things, especially if he see a show that he really liked, or he heard something that he really liked maybe hours ago or maybe days ago. He
Mhm.
will keep repeating it. If it was something that caught his attention, he'll keep
Mhm.
repeating it and repeating it. And I can honestly say, I'm not going to say that it don't get annoying sometimes, but that's when your patience have to kick in, and
Right.
try to, like, no, don't say that, don't say that. But then other times you just be like, oh my god, can you stop saying it? But having after when my second child got diagnosed, after going through so many years with my oldest son, it wasn't as hard. I
Right.
mean, it was hard, but wasn't as hard. I was able to handle it. I knew what to do. I knew what programs to get them in. I knew how to go to the board of education and talk to them and get them in an IEP, everything. So I was kind of advanced by the time I had the baby. So,
Right.
and knew exactly what to do. But trust me when I tell you, being a mom with children with autism are amazing. They
Mhm.
are amazing, amazing kids. I mean, they may be a little different, but they can learn and they can do things just like other children.
Right.
So it's really a joy having them. I always say to be a parent with children with special needs, it takes a special parent to do
Mm.
that. So
So
I'm really
tell me, like, what would a typical day be like for you navigating through life with your kids,
girl.
if you can fit it in?
Well, first of all, I have an amazing support group. So my family is I mean, without them, I don't know. I'll probably I don't know where I'd be. But my mom, my sister, you know, my nieces, they all come together and they help out. So a typical day, because I can tell you about the little one. The little one from the time he wake up to the time he go to bed, he is busy. But it's like he's very smart. My oldest now, he likes to stay to himself. So it's not really a problem with him. It's
Yeah,
not a problem with the little one too. He's 6 years old. He's a boy that's 6 years old. So you know how that
that's
goes.
standard.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I mean, and he's a little fireball. Like
Mm.
he's full of energy. I wish he can share some of that with me. But you know, but the days, I mean, now it's kind of hectic because they're not actually in school physically. So they're doing the whole virtual thing. So, and
Right.
I had to go back. I was actually home for 6 months and I had to go back to work. So I was scrambling trying to find someone to
Mm.
actually come into the house to help me out, especially with the little one,
Mm.
with the virtual thing, because you know he's not going to stay there by himself and you know take in everything. So thank God I have a godmother who just retired from being a school teacher, who said, I said thank you Jesus. So when I thought about her, I'm like, oh, she'd be perfect. So she comes every morning from 8:30 to maybe like 10:30, and then my husband comes home from work, and my husband works 1 o'clock in the morning till like 9:30. He comes over and he takes over from her. So it works out well.
Mm.
It works
Oh,
out well.
that's awesome. That
Yeah.
is good. So with it being Autism Awareness Month, and I think they were trying to change it to Autism Acceptance Month.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you, and what is it that you want people to know about autism, and how we, who may not know much about it, how we can be more accepting?
Um, just love on if you know a child with autism, don't treat them differently because a lot of them, I mean, there's different levels to having autism. You can be a high max autism, child with autism, where you're able to do a whole lot more. Then you may have that medium one who may be able to do some things and can't do other stuff. Then you may have the one that's at the bottom of the spectrum who can't really learn as quick. They can learn, but not as quick as other children. So if you see children with autism, I say just give them love, accept them, accept them like they're regular people. Don't treat them differently. Don't look at them differently. If you don't understand something, ask. There's like so many there's so much research out there that you can go to. You just got to type in autism.com. There's a lot of support groups out there if you're willing to learn about autism, that you can join those support groups and learn. But never down a child with autism, because they're great kids. They're amazing kids. I mean, they shine like they're like a light
Mm.
that shines, you know, when especially when you feel down, or if you're feeling like in a dark place, they're quick to light you up. That's why I always say light it up blue, because they are amazing kids. I love children, like it's not because I have children with autism, but I just feel like I have a special place in my heart for them because they're special
Mm.
kids. So I would say, like, yes, use that word acceptance to the max and accept the children with autism, because they're not just, they may be different, but they're not different.
I'm
Treat
with
them
you.
the same.
That's
They're all
beautiful.
human.
That
Yeah.
is beautiful. So my final question to you would maybe, you are very experienced as a mother with two children with autism. So your eldest is 16 now, and the youngest with
It's
autism
6.
is 6,
Uh-huh.
right? So
Hmm.
that's a lot of years of
Oh yeah.
experience. What would you say to that mother, father, that those parents who've just been told that their child is autistic? They may be feeling a little bit discouraged, a little bit down, not really sure what to do next. What would your advice be to them?
Don't be discouraged. I mean, I can't say like don't feel hurt and that, because I know where the place where I was when I first found out about my son. But again, there's so many support groups, there's so much research out there. Take the time to go in and try to learn as much as you can about children with autism. You'll learn that having a child with autism is not a bad thing at all. Like, show your child off. You know what I mean? When take them out there, this is your child. Like, show them off. Don't ever, ever be discouraged of what God has blessed you with. Never.
Wow. What a way to end this. Trippy, thank you so, so much for your
You,
time.
oh, no problem at all. No problem.
Premier Gospel.